Good afternoon. It's Robert and Julia Miller with the J. Patel Group and Rethink Real Estate with another riveting episode of Real Estate Updates.
Absolutely.
You got a joke for us today?
I do. Yeah. You want me to go first?
Yeah, I'll let you go first.
All right. Nice. Well, the drop in gas prices during the stay-at-home order is a little like a bald man winning a comb.
Good point. Really? Okay.
What do you got?
I'm going to veer off the physically distancing. I like physically distancing instead of social distancing.
Right, because we can still be social but still be apart.
Right, so I like physical distancing.
I do too. I like that.
Anyway, I'm not going to tell a physical distancing joke. I'm going to tell a bad dad joke. How's that? Those are always fun. Where did Noah keep his bees? In the ark hives.
Wah, wah, wah.
Full grown.
Yeah, that is a dad joke. You're right.
Yeah. Okay.
You're right.
Moving on to some recent publications and information for you.
Yeah, we've got a bunch of different tidbits for you in the industry.
Right. Everybody wants to know mortgage rates. What's going on with mortgage rates? And it was all over the board. And so recent publication by Fannie Mae is really interesting. They talk about could 2.9% mortgage rates be coming?
Would be phenomenal.
That would be amazing. Fannie Mae's housing forecast report, economists predict that the average 30-year fixed rate mortgage for 2020, that's this year, will drop to 3% and then fall to 2.9% for 2021.
Okay.
Both, of course, would be all-time lows. The record was set in March of this year amid the coronavirus fears of 3.29%. Many homeowners, now get this, many homeowners with strong credit seeking to buy could see rates in the mid or even low 2% level. Wouldn't that be amazing to be able to get a low 2% mortgage industry? So I hope those predictions by Fannie Mae come true.
I would take it.
Yeah, that would be amazing. A year ago.
Because remember, it does count for refis as well. So check with your current lender and call them about lower rates than you may currently have.
Yeah. I mean, rates across the board are going to be lower, but talk to your mortgage provider to see what they can provide you for refi.
I heard one story where the individual saved $300 a month.
That's a chunk of change. That's a chunk of change.
Huge, yeah.
You can do a lot with it.
So definitely contact your provider.
Okay, now on lending, one thing to be aware of, the forbearance everybody's hearing, that does not mean forgiveness. People are thinking it means you can skip your payment and not have to pay it back, and that's not true. Forbearance is a way for you to, if you're unemployed or you're just struggling right now due to the virus and you need to skip a payment, work with your service provider and see if you can do a forbearance. Now the forbearance will mean, say you have $1,000 mortgage and you want to skip 3 months. On the fourth month, you owe those 3 months plus
all three. Well, yeah,
four plus that fourth month. So make sure you're aware of that. Talk to your mortgage provider.
Find out what programs are available.
Yeah, and get more detailed information from your mortgage provider. Now, one caveat, be aware that there is concern that the forbearance will be a ding on your credit. Now, the CARES Act prevents it from hurting your score, but it still could show as a default. So if you have plans in the near future to list your home or to take out a loan after you sell your home, make sure you're in touch with your mortgage provider to make sure that you're going to qualify your loan to buy your next home after you sell your current one. Just something to be aware of.
Hopefully that just means that the person may have to write a letter of explanation saying we contracted the virus or we weren't allowed to work outside of the home for 2.5 months or whatever it is. So hopefully that would be enough to clear that up off of the credit report. And
I think it's going to be something that's going to be taken into account, but just be aware of it and make sure you're staying in touch with your mortgage provider. And be sure to check out the video below from Melissa Vasilev of Bay Equity, and she talks more about forbearance and everything that's going on in the industry right now.
Right.
Okay, so not surprisingly, we saw a dip in the numbers for March. We dropped 8.5%. That's the bad news.
That's bad news.
Then there's quite a bit of good news.
Okay.
Again, with the record crushing results from last year, we're actually only 0.8% below last year. So
Not bad. Not
yeah,
bad.
we were on pace.
February helps, and that low inventory helps, and the low interest rates
Yeah.
all help
So
keep us.
all four major regions in the U.S. were down. West was worse, 13.6%. From Lawrence Yoon, a National Association of Realtors chief economist, unfortunately, we knew home sales would wane in March due to the coronavirus outbreak. More temporary interruptions to home sales should be expected in the next couple of months, though home prices still likely to rise.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he predicts for this year. His forecast for this year is about 2% of a rise in home prices for the rest of the year, assuming we're able to open and get the economy rolling again.
So
yeah.
Good numbers. How's 2021 look?
2021, the increase would be somewhere between 2 and 4%, which is almost normal.
Right.
Really.
Yeah.
It's almost normal again. So it's good. It's good news. You know, job gains are not great. GDP growth, obviously, for this year, the forecast is not good. Home sales for this year are okay, but not great. Still down quite a bit, as Robert's already gone over. And then for 2021, though, home sales is supposed to be increased from 8 to 12% increase over what we've seen. So that's
a lot of people have concerns that we are going to see a glut of inventory in the market. We're nowhere near that because we were so short on inventory coming into this coronavirus issue. We are up a little bit, obviously, 2.7% from February. We're still down 10.2% from a year ago. That is huge. So once we come out the other side of this, our normal spring sale, we predict, will just run into summer. So we're going to need that inventory. So we really need to see a significantly more listings are needed. And they will come on the market once everything settles down. Investors down. A lot of people that buy second homes are doing investing, obviously, are putting things on pause to see, where everything's going to level out. That makes perfect sense. So they account for 13% of the homes in March, and that's down 17% from February, and down 18%.
Kind of already talked about that a little bit. I'm still seeing some close of escrows from like March for the investors, but certainly not as many as we were.
Yeah, the second home buyers are probably still going to move forward, but they're going to kind of wait a little bit before they, just to make sure everything's good. And of course, the iBuyers are on pause as well. They're not put, the Zillows and Open Doors and OfferPads. They're not presenting offers right now. Just one quick note on something we had mentioned: early remote online notarization. This is another thing we think is going to end up happening. That is a good thing that's coming out of this. Remote online notarization, RON. So we were wondering, how are they going to do this? Well, they will do it audio, visual. They're also going to use passwords. They'll use techniques like asking specific questions that you have to be able to answer within 2 minutes.
Just like a credit report. If somebody's running a credit report on you, you get a email link verification type thing. And you have to answer questions about your previous credit report. I'm sure it'll be very similar.
Right, an old address, and it could be from a long time ago, an address you had 15 years ago, or a phone number you had, I can't remember yesterday, but
hate those questions.
So anyway, that's coming on, and I think loan programs will probably also pick it up. Now, they can't do it right away because they have underwriting regulations. They have a lot more to deal with.
Yeah, that'll be interesting, especially since some lenders are in other states. So their state, I'm sure, has to adopt it first. Arizona, from what I've heard in the past, won't adopt it till like July. Could be sooner, I hope. But we'll see. We'll see how this technology comes about. But It'll be good.
Yep. So that's kind of the news that's going on in real estate right now. Mask making, we kind of caught up with everybody. We do even have a little bit of inventory. We have material available. So
Yeah, let us know.
if it ends up picking up or people need them again, we'll be ready to fire back up.
Or if you need one, let us know.
And great news, we did not have an accident on the factory floor yesterday.
Right, that's true. But I sent you running errands. So that's probably why.
It's one way to look at it. Okay, but all right, everybody, that's it for now. Be safe, be healthy, and be ready to get this economy going soon.
That's right.
And if you need us, give us a call. Robert and Julia Miller, the J. Patel Group, and Rethink Real Estate. Talk to you soon.